Today we're changing the oil in our Sprinter van.
What year is it?
2022. Is this a Funny Guy Farm video?
What are we calling this then?
I bought say that.
Oh, you're so funny. Hi people, Ba here. Today we're changing the oil in our Sprinter van. 2022 4x4 diesel 2500 Sprinter van. This is the last year they made them diesel in this sort of engine configuration, if I understand it properly. Exceptionally easy to change the oil, it seems. You just have to pull the drain plug down below with a 13mm socket, drain out the oil, put the plug back in. Oil filter is right here on top. Most other vehicles it's underneath, and it's just kind of one more step to be underneath. Toyota Tacoma, you have to take the skid plate off to access the oil filter. So the fact that you can do it from the top here is kind of cool. You don't have to get underneath. In that last video we just watched, the people didn't even take out the air box, which was kind of curious because the other videos we watched they'd taken out the air box. But it definitely seems like take this off without, let's see if this even, oh yeah, we're gonna need the socket. Okay, well before we get ahead of ourselves, let's drain out the oil first, and we're gonna need the smaller driver for that oil wrench. I see this is the big guy. This is 1/2 inch probably, and we need 3/4 driver for that.
Siggy, go on.
Pretty cool.
Why do you want to be next to Boss? Everything we do.
Is this a Funny Guy Farm video?
Yeah.
Where's your gloves and stuff? Amazing.
Here you go.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, there's the crush washer. You just don't want to lose it. And reuse it, I guess. God damn this fucking washer, man. Nah.
My horizon's tilted, but I think you'll wait.
It's okay. Dan and Caleb were making fun of me for that the other day. It's the Dutch angle. Fuck. I was trying to get this washer down so you don't lose it, and I had it, and then it went back on. Ready, set, go. Here we go. Here we go. Do you hear that click? That was the washer.
Is it gonna fall in?
No. I just have to find it now, which is what sucks. See, I was trying to pull it back so I wouldn't lose it. There it is. Just let it drain. Filter off.
Easy.
Okay, so here we go. Okay. This is not a Mercedes tool. I'm removing the top small O-ring. Do you know what this tool is?
What is it?
It's a tenderloin lockpicking tool. This one, perfect though for the Mercedes, right? You didn't even know. You're like, shit, where are we gonna get this little dentist tool? Okay, so there's that in your authorized Mercedes-Benz new filter. There's the filter, and here's your gasket, giant O-ring. Small O-ring, a small guy on here like this, all the way down like that. And it's already got a pretty good amount of oil on it, as do I. This is what clicks in. Okay. Right. We got the big big O-ring on the lower little gasket seating area for it, and then we got this little one at the top. This is all in here. Okay, how's that? So these are the copper crush gaskets, you know? Mm-hmm. Copper is soft, so you tighten this down and it just kind of like flattens and seals up. I think you got to order these separately though, because the Tacoma oil filter doesn't come with them. The Mercedes one doesn't. But everyone's always like, put a new gasket in there. I'm like, where the fuck do you get the new gasket? I got to order that too.
Yeah, what'd you have to buy to do this process?
Well, Mercedes brand original equipment manufacturer, OEM, oil filter. We got a Motivx oil wrench. Brand is Motivx. You can obviously go and get some oil wrenches at a variety of places, but I can tell you from experience, most readily available oil wrenches are complete and utter garbage. And the Motivx oil wrench is pretty next level. I've broken several oil wrenches on stubborn oil filters before, and if you get one that actually seats well on your filter, it just makes it that much easier. Okay, that's rock solid. Now I think we just got to put some oil in it, right? We drain it out of here, change the oil filter and the two gaskets up top. Okay, so Mercedes-Benz oil. Dino poo. Oh yeah.
I'm thirsty. 1 down, 13 to go.
1, 2. Oh yeah.
I can't believe this is this simple.
I told you.
This only took us like 45 minutes.
I mean, it's pretty simple on most vehicles.
But because you don't have to like lay on the ground for longer, like to do the filter.
It's just right here on top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only changed the oil in a handful of different in different automobiles, but I mean, changing the oil is basically like draining it and putting in the new oil filter. What makes it somewhat complicated is when, I mean, like the Tacoma, you have to remove the skid plate to even access the drain plug and the oil filter. And yeah, and then you're underneath, and it's like, it's just, when you encounter like difficulties like that, it's just that much more difficult because you're like lying on the ground and you're trying to do it underneath. The fact that you can do it up here, I think doing this yourself is like so beneficial for so many reasons. I mean, if they're really going to charge you as much as they charge you to like for an oil, you know, oil change, it's like, that's silly, you know? But it's like, it makes you a little bit more aware and like confident in your vehicle and like just understanding how it all goes and being able to like know a little bit of the language of the car and just not being ignorant about your vehicle. Just being able to like talk shop with someone, or like you have a bigger problem or there's a bigger issue, and it's like you can go in and like talk to the guy and not be completely clueless, you know? He can be like...
How much was this gonna cost if we had taken it to a dealer?
I mean, the dealer in Sacramento, they said $1,000. Like, there's 2 service packages for the Sprinter. For Mercedes, it's Service A and Service B. Our Service A light is on. It's silly because they're like, fill up and top off like the DEF fluid. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, we fill that DEF fluid up all the time. We've already been doing that. Like, the fact that they include that as part of the package deal is like insane, because if you're driving your vehicle regularly, you're replacing that you're refilling the DEF fluid every, I don't know, I feel like we go through it pretty quickly, right? And we're not even driving that much, but I'd say like what? We fill up the DEF fluid every like 5 or 6 tanks of gas, maybe? Is that? I mean, if you just look up the Service A package, top off all the fluid. We already topped off the coolant. We top off the DEF all the time. The oil filter, doing an oil job is no more than draining the oil and replacing the oil filter and filling it back up. We're going to drive 2 hours round trip and pay $1,000. If your vehicle is always worked on by someone else at a shop, when shit does hit the fan or you're somewhere and you need to fix it and you have to go into another shop or you're trying to do something on the side, you know, and it's like you can't loosen the part, you don't know the language that the guy's talking to you about, it just makes you that much more vehicle smart. It doesn't mean like this could be the most involved thing we ever do to the Mercedes Sprinter van, you know. It's like a secret power, you know. It just makes you that much more
Savvy.
Yeah, savvy.
So would you say most people could do this? Would you recommend?
I don't see any reason why.
It's pretty easy, you would say.
It's very easy. I mean, we're not done yet, but this is like so much oil. It's so funny.